This is the At Home with Zac
and TT for the Millwall drive home. Reporting on the game that's just finished at the Vitality Stadium. It did finish. Bournemouth 1.
Millwall 1.
A very, very good performance and good point for the Lions. In a game where if you'd have offered me a point at the start, I would have snapped your hands up. Hands up, hands off. Definitely would have snapped your hands off. But to be fair, after watching the 4 minutes that was there, we deserved to take all three, and I never felt that was going to happen. However, I was very, very, very optimistic when I saw the starting lineup. I was speaking to the wife and I said that Bournemouth are going to give us problems. There's no doubt about that. But this is the best lineup that we could play, and I really did believe it. To be fair, I just got out of the shower. She's having a cheeky little look. But I don't know whether she was concentrating on the football. But yeah. But I felt that this was the best lineup we could do. Does it make you feel uncomfortable?
Yeah.
You should know it by now. Are you going to be all right through the rest of it? Never mind. It was a good point for the Lions. Anyway, we started off with we went back again to the formation that we've been using. It works better, obviously, when teams look to have more possession and we can counter attack them. And it worked well today. We had Bartosz Białkowski in goal. The back three of Cooper, Pearce, and then Hutchinson. Pearce got, I was going to say a bad word there, but he got done for pace a couple of times. Scott Malone and Danny McNamara as our wing backs. Ryan Woods and Ryan Leonard, the two. Ryan Eyre in the midfield. Then the front three, we had Jed on the right, Troy Parrott on the left, and the striker was Kenneth Zahor. And although we started a bit on the back foot, there's no getting around that. And Bournemouth are a very good side. You know, their quality and their delivery from the midfield over the top in those places where you look for space, and the movement was superb. You know, Solanke's had a decent game getting into those areas. I felt that, you know, we looked really up for today, and we matched them for physicality, we matched them for pace, and we matched them for ability, which if you'd have asked me at the start of the game, I don't know whether I would have said. The second minute into the game, you know, Bart's had to make a massive save to keep us in it. You know, some great work by Brooks. He's done a little bit of, he's gone inside, outside, in behind, and then Bart spreads himself well, comes off his shoulder and goes wide.
It was a shoulder nudge.
Yeah,
He got a bit lucky to get enough from his shoulder power to get it behind from a corner, but totally, it was a good save.
It was. And before we go any further, we hope you liked the FA Cup draw that we done. We really enjoyed doing it. It's a 30-minute video, so I can imagine that most of you won't want to watch it. But, you know, we really enjoyed doing these. If you can put your comments in below what you thought of the game, we'll really like it. And drop a like if you can. If you don't want to, don't bother. But, it's, you know, we really appreciate it. 11th minute comes, and, you know, this is where Bournemouth come into their own. You know, they play from the back, because what they do with their back three, they really go wide, and that allows their wing backs to push on. And then obviously, I can't remember the number 16, but I think it's Brooks. He drops in like Woods could do for our team a little bit. But because their back three is so wide, they did give us a few opportunities. But what they've done really well is their back three went wide. They played the ball around really nicely. The ball dropped, that gets played over the top into Solanke, who makes a fantastic run, cuts it back to Junior Stanislas, who has a shot on target, but Pearce comes from nowhere and blocks it. It goes out again for another corner. And at that stage, you're thinking we're under the ropes a little bit here, or on the ropes, sorry. And it looks like we're going to be in for a tough night. But we grew into the game from that moment on. And to be fair, other than the goal in the 45th minute that we'll go on to, and a chance in the 92nd minute from Joshua King, Bournemouth didn't create much. In fact, they had 2 shots on target in the entire game, which will, despite their possession, will tell you quite a lot. You know, this is where the difference in the two teams were really so far apart. Woods gets the ball in the midfield and plays an absolutely beautiful ball. A fantastic ball. Only he and the team could do it. Right into the path of Jed, who's running one-on-one with a goalkeeper. And like I said earlier, this is where the problem of their centre-backs being so far apart, it gives us the opportunity to find the gaps. We did that. Jed's running through, and You know, you're thinking last season's Jed would have buried it. He's waited, I think, for Begovic to do something. Begovic has stood his ground quite well, and then he doesn't drive it. He tries to put it between his legs. He doesn't quite make it.
He drizzles it down on the ground.
He does.
Begovic is a very good keeper. He'll get down to that any day of the week. And Jed Wallace, he's starting to look a bit worrying from them type of one-on-ones, because last year he was fantastic from them type of ones, but
and that's the difference, you know, in terms of you create the chances, you score your goals, you're going to win games, and we've created chances today and we didn't take them. But from the resulting corner, you know, as a cracking ball over to Ryan Leonard at the back post, he's completely free. He's done Bournemouth, brings the ball down in his chest, has a shot. Takes a little bit long to get the shot away. It gets blocked for another corner. The ball goes out again. The ball in again. A fantastic delivery. Hutchinson rides above them all. In fact, Cooper's just behind him, so either one of them are going to win it. He loops the header to the near post, and Lerma does fantastically well. That's why you have players on the post. You know, yeah. I don't understand why teams don't do it more often. And he's cleared the ball off the line, and you know, from then on, we've got really into the game. And this is where my man of the match, and I thought it was absolutely superb. I'll say my man of the match now. I've been banging his drum for a little while. You know, I've been banging two drums, to be fair. A little bit bongo. But I've been saying about Danny McNamara and Billy Mitchell. Billy Mitchell's got to prove himself yet. You know, he hasn't stepped up. Danny McNamara now, obviously in the FA Cup against Boreham Wood, but today against a very good Bournemouth side, dominated. You know, I thought he was superb defensively, absolutely superb defensively. Never caught out of position. Some fantastic tackles, driving on the ball, and this is what he did in the 33rd minute. Gets the ball, runs, puts a great ball into Parrott, but Begovic, you know, being the goalkeeper that is, he comes off his line, spreads himself and clears the ball away. But McNamara time and time again was in the right place at the right time. Good touch, knows when to go on the ball, knows when not to. You know, to be fair, I compare him to a little bit to Romeo. He had one cross in the first half that when you know, he tried to hit it first time and didn't quite make it. But for me, that's dead. You know, the Romeo McNamara thing, I'd play McNamara every single week, and I mean that. I've got nothing against Romeo. I think that, you know, Romeo gave his all for the shirt for many times, but for me, McNamara has to start every single time. 42nd minute, great turn by Leonard, and Leonard was probably my second man in the match. I thought he had an absolute superb game in the centre of midfield. So lively, so energetic, makes some great tackles all over the park, wins the ball, runs at the defence, gets fouled, and then, you know, Jed steps up, takes a free kick, does well, gets it low into Begovic. Begovic parries it out to Malone, who just can't quite put it in. And you're thinking, at this time, we're creating chances, we're getting on them. If you're a Millwall fan, you know what's going to happen. You know, the ball goes down the other end, and it's really poor defending. There's no getting away from it. Stanislas gets the ball, and, you know, where Pearce puts himself straight on. You know, Hutch tries to intercept, goes round him. First bit of bad defending. The second bit, if you're playing on the edge of the box, you cannot stand straight on. You have to stand. I say it to the boys time and time again. You have to stand to the side, because if the ball gets played alongside you, by the time you turn around, it's too late. Pearce did that, had his shoulders to the facing the ball. The ball's down the outside. Solanke gets the ball in a good position, drills it near post. A lot of people say that keeper shouldn't be beat at the near post. It's ridiculous. You know, if a shot's hit hard at the near post, you're going to get beaten. He's not expecting him to do that. It's a fantastic finish for Solanke. We go in at half-time 1-0 down, and you're thinking, I'm not sure how that's happened, because we've played really well in that first half. The challenge was, do we get our heads down? Do we drop our levels? Or can we come out again? And actually, I thought that we'd managed to come out. Rowbeck's done really well. You know, he's G'd the boys up. They've come out second half, and they're straight at them. And we've looked the better team again in the second half. And with both halves we've won in terms of how we played football. Although obviously Bournemouth had more possession. The chances created, we've done the better at. You know, 54th minute. Jed, probably one of the better things he's done in the game. He's down the touchline, running down. You know, Zohore he knocks the ball up to Zohore. Zohore holds the ball up well, flicks it behind him. Jed keeps running down, crosses it into Troy Parrott. And Troy Parrott, to me today, doesn't control the ball, works really hard, but just does not do enough to get in his team for me at the moment. You know, his touch is not good enough. He can't use his left foot. Every time he tries to come in, he's right. It was an energetic performance from Troy. I loved his energy, but he just does not, at the moment, give us enough. Don't you agree?
Yeah, I think Troy Parrott's touch is dreadful sometimes. Like, literally, not in this game, but in other matches, he's just let it go under his stud. It's just, it's so disappointing when that happens.
It is. But again, heads weren't dropping. Chances were being created from the lines. So the ball's played up to him. He's fouled. It's a blatant foul. He takes the free kick. He's right on the edge of the box. And you're thinking, to be fair, I think both the Bournemouth thinks that he's going to chip it over over the wall. He doesn't. He goes under the wall. The wall's absolutely mugged off. Somehow it hits the inside of the post, comes out and just misses Danny McNamara. And you're thinking, is it going to be our day? And if I'm honest, I did think I had belief, because I felt the way we were playing, what we were doing, we were creating enough to score a goal. Obviously, the changes are then made. J-Bod comes on, Bennett comes on, Smith comes on. Parrott goes off, Pearce goes off, and Smith goes off. And we change formation, obviously, because then we go to a back four. And I was slightly concerned that we might be hit on the break, but we've got to continue. And we were playing well. We might have created, but we needed fresher legs. As the 2 minutes after the substitutions are made, there's a free kick from the back. Cooper obviously rises highest, and I don't know why we don't do this more. But Bournemouth, for me, defensively made an error here. Time and time again. I was saying it to all of us that were watching. Their line was far too high. Then they dropped a little bit deeper once the ball was played. But Cooper's going to win those balls all day long. If you're dropping back and the momentum is going towards your goal, which means that a flick on, anyone running onto it has the better opportunity to get the ball. The ball does flick on to Cooper, flicks it on. Smith just does what Smith does. Karate kicks it, doesn't he? Half kicks it, gets it beyond Begovic for 1-1, and you're thinking that's fully deserved. And a point taken away from a good team that Bournemouth are, because they are a good side. They've got some quality players. To be fair, they will probably go up this year. In my opinion, they will probably go up this year. But it's a game that suits us. People have criticised Gary Rowett. People have criticised Graham Woods. People have criticised most of the team. They stepped up and really delivered today, and I was really proud of them. Obviously, Bournemouth, I think, had the last chance. Great play by Joshua King. Does a little 1-2, gets to the right side and drills the ball into the side netting, and it would have been an absolute travesty if we'd have lost that game, because we did, in my opinion, we did enough to win it. But coming away with a point, we've got to be happy with that. We go now to, obviously, Forest. We've got 3 away games. We had Bournemouth today. We've got Forest on Saturday. And, Forest have picked up a little bit. But if we play the same lineup, maybe Bennett in for Parrott. I don't know. Maybe we keep Parrott. But if we continue to play with the intensity and hold that, with McNamara playing on the right wing back, Malone playing really well on the left wing back, we've got every single chance to go on and win games, because you need to turn these 1 points into 3. Obviously, I'm more optimistic with this point than normal, but I think we did enough.
Yeah. My man of the match, actually, is McNamara, because the things that I properly remember from the game is McNamara's fantastic runs. Once he got absolutely wiped out, not getting a booking, it was so stupid. But first thing on the game in our box, McNamara headed it out. Probably give him a little bit of confidence. They won a header when he's so small, but I thought ultimately he was my man of the match today.
We did enough to win the game today, and that's testament to the way the players played and the intensity that we played in. Bournemouth are going to be a good side this year, make no doubt about that. But we've deserved all 3 points. There's only one way we can finish. Thank you very much for watching. No one likes us.
We don't care.